Near mint condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
Absolute format is the best way to own this story. Time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. How's it going, all you minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And join me today as I give you an overview of one of my most anticipated releases of the year. And this is the Lonesome Hunters Library Edition hardcover from Dark Horse Comics. So let's go ahead and get started. Before going any further, a big thank you to the folks at Dark Horse Comics for sending us an advance copy of this library edition. This book has been previously printed before in 2 trade paperbacks, and this will collect both of the trade paperbacks. And something you'll notice is this Volume 1. So Tyler Crook, The Lonesome Hunters. And Tyler Crook did everything in this book, with the exception of editing. Like, seriously, he went above and beyond as far as, like, a creator-owned book. Here's the Dark Horse logo, the Lonesome Hunters, Tyler Crook, Library Edition 1, and the Dark Horse logo down there. And here you have a little bit about who he is from Russ Manning Award-winning and Eisner-nominated Harrow County co-creator Tyler Crook. So he is the artist on Harrow County, which we'll be looking at that complete collection later on. Not today, another day. But here's the back, little blurb down there from not just Colin Bunn, but Jeff Lemire, and then the ISBN, $49.99. And I figured we'd do something a little creepy for Halloween and talk about this book. This book has been featured in my Hidden Gems, and I've done overviews of it, but I absolutely love this story. Some praise for the book, and over here, Mr. Tyler Crook bio. So it does have a dust jacket, and the dust jacket does have a flat finish to it and a glossy finish to it. I love when dust jackets do that. And then the book itself is the same way, where you have a glossy finish right there. And it's the same design as the dust jacket. So we are going to be cracking this book open and talking a little bit about the story in here, and then, of course, looking at this artwork and checking out those extras. All right, let's go ahead and get this book open. I love the fact that they have the sword here on the end sheets. That sword becomes a big part of the story, or is the big part of the story. The Lonesome Hunters Library Edition Book 1, or Volume 1, rather. Look at this script, art, and lettering. Tyler Crook, that's insane. Good for him, man. And over there, you have a little bit about the editors and assistant editors on the book, and dedicated to Michelle. So here's the cover to issue number 1. So what this really does is collect series 1 and 2, so all 8 issues in one book, and the book has 240 pages. So we have a flashback at the very beginning, because that's the way all great stories start. 100 years ago, when Howard was a young man, he was given a magic sword by his father. And his father expected him to go into this house and kill a bunch of demons with this particular society that he's part of. However, Howard isn't your stereotypical hero. So we do see a demon in there. We see a cult worshiping this demon. And this group of, which we'll call the society for right now, of monster hunters are going in there and just killing all these worshippers and trying to kill this demon. And Howard's father's yelling at Howard to use the sword. And he gets killed. And that's where the story begins. The demons fade away, the house burns down, and Howard is still alive, holding on to the sword, knowing that he screwed up. That was 100 years ago. And now he's an old man. He hasn't seen the sword for a while. He's just doing his shopping. He's being followed by magpies, and magpies are, in this particular story, they will be a focal point for Howard. Like, it keeps reminding him of demons and the old life, so that's why he keeps an eye on them. Now, in this neighborhood, you see that he gets no respect. People make fun of him, and this one has just a little bit of language, and I love the character of Howard. I don't know how you all are, but when I was a kid, I would make friends with the older people in my neighborhood, and I would just sit there and listen to some of their stories. Now, none of them told me any monster hunting stories. Believe me, I always wanted to find an old man or an old woman that would. But who knows? Maybe I'll become one of those guys. Anyway, so I love the fact that we are introduced to this young lady. This is Guadalupe, or Lupe. And she's taken this pocket watch from her uncle. Now, she was an orphan and she's being raised by her uncle, and she also happens to be a neighbor of Howard. Now, she doesn't really know anything about Howard, that he's some kind of retired monster hunter, although he wasn't really a good monster hunter. Obviously, he let his father and everybody else in that group of monster hunters die. Now, here is where her uncle starts yelling at her, "Where's my pocket watch? I know you took it." And she's like, "I don't know." But what she did is she ended up giving it to Howard. Now, at this point, you'll see this bird, the magpie, come to the window, and this is when things change. She runs over to Howard and is asking for help because this magpie has taken over her uncle. And he's like, oh my gosh, he's freaking out. So even though he's had 100 years of experience, like, to deal with these demons, he's still a child at heart. Like, he doesn't know how to react to this demon taking over. So he doesn't, like, go and get the sword out or anything, but eventually the sword does come calling for him, and he takes it out, and he ends up defeating this creature. Now it's up to him and Lupe to try to figure out who this sword really belongs to. They end up kidnapping, or rather, they end up capturing one of the magpies, and the magpies can talk in this world. So it talks to them, and it kind of becomes like a sidekick. Now, this is Tina, so she knows about Howard's past and the sword, and she knows that he'll be taking care of Lupe. There is a history between both of them and who she is, but that doesn't really get... It doesn't get talked about until the second part of this book. So the first part is all about them trying to return this pocket watch to these demons, because it feels like that's the right approach to this. Like, that's the only way these demons are going to leave her alone. But it's more than that, because at the end of this, they go on a journey to try to find the sword's owner, because they know that they're out there somewhere, and whether the sword came from heaven or hell, or they don't know where it came from, they know that there's an owner out there, and he's trying to find someone that will help them. And there is a little bit of clues as to who the owner might be, especially towards the end of that first story arc. The second story arc features this wolf family, if you will, and it is about this werewolf or wolf creature that got shot by some hunters, and now it seems like the kid that she was raising, who's wearing a wolf mask, needs help. And for some reason, he goes, or she goes, looking for someone like Lupe to come and help them, because they know that the wolf can't make it alive. Now, the magpie, eventually, she does get loose. Like, Lupe lets her go, and whether she comes back or not, you can find out for yourself. I love the moments that both Lupe and Howard have, talking about Howard's life and how sad it must have been growing up without parents, because at least, you know, she lost her parents at a young age, and you can find out, actually, this is the flashback here of how she lost her mother. But Howard really didn't get that. Howard didn't really get to know his mom as much as he did his dad. And he, of course, lives with the whole knowledge that he let his father down. But that's really all I will say. You know, in the second story, you have this wolf family that needs help, that's being hunted by these particular hunters that think it's a bear or some kind of creature. And then Howard and Lupe are being, well, I don't want to say hunted, but they are being looked for by the Society of Monster Hunters. These group of people that have been part of this church that know that he has the sword and maybe has betrayed the church. So that's what the stories are about. It does leave it open for more stories, and there is a little bit of extra back here, and that is wolves. Could be the story of that said wolf and that kid at the very beginning and how they ended up meeting. And then in the back, you do get the sketchbook here, including character designs, the original character designs for some of these characters that you're going to be seeing through here, the original story idea, because the story started in 2012, and some more of these particular sketches, and the sword. I love the design of the sword. I think it's awesome. And then more titles from Tyler Crook, and of course Colin Bunn. Now, the book, let's look at the build. Has sewn binding, it has 240 pages, and more importantly, it comes with this beautiful yellow ribbon right here. Look how creepy that is. Tyler Crook just knows how to creep you the hell out, whether it's birds or skinless boys. And it's printed in this thick, glossy paper stock. And that is The Lonesome Hunters, Library Edition Volume 1. If you're interested in purchasing this library edition, don't forget to check out our sponsors.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, and you can use the code nearmintcondition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, the page count, and build of this library edition, volume 1. So hopefully there will be more. If you have any questions, leave those questions down below. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And check out our Patreon and Spreadshop, amazing ways to support the channel. And let me know what other spooky reads you're getting to read out there this particular year. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel because I will be doing a hidden gems, like a October horror type of hidden gems that I do every year. But that's it, everyone. Stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.